Okay, everyone, it's here. It's finally here, and it is, in fact, a roadmap for The Sims 4 for the summer. I was a little bit wrong in one of my speculations early on when we were getting information about all this stuff. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's take a look at the roadmap. So here is the full roadmap for summer. Enchanted by Nature confirmed. Expansion pack reveal on the 12th. So that's really exciting. That's not too far off, actually. And then on the 24th, Nature's Calling event starts. That's also kind of exciting, but in an annoying sort of way. If you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I have mixed feelings about these events. At least they don't happen constantly, and these are the only events going on. They don't have events on top of events on top of events like some other games do. It's just these one event per roadmap time period, which I can handle. I'm fine with that. I do still feel bad for people who don't know about them, who didn't see them, and who doesn't have access to that information. But I mean, if they're playing the game regularly and it's important to them to participate in that kind of stuff, this stuff is usually on the starting page of the game anyway. So, one way or another, people get the information whether or not they want to participate. And the nice thing about EA is they give you lots of time, plenty of time, and they don't go overboard with the quests that you have to fulfill. It's fairly easy to get through these events fairly quickly. So I have few complaints about them for sure. But then on the 26th, we get the gameplay trailer, which is the most exciting trailer of any big release for The Sims. And then on the 1st, we get a free base game update that's not unusual at all in any way, shape, or form. It's just a little bit unusual that it's coming 9 days before the expansion pack is released. But I assume that's because they had some issues in the past. They have the content creators who get like really, really early access to expansion packs. And in the past, they've had some issues with them being able to use the pack and make content for it because it wasn't working correctly without the update. And so they released the update early for everyone. And I think that's kind of why they might be doing that so early. There might be something that fundamentally changes the game again, like in Life and Death, which is, I think, the expansion pack that happened in. So that's, something to think about and look forward to. It might be a fairly good sized update there. And then, of course, on the 10th, we actually get the expansion pack, and I'm very excited for this one. I'm not a huge occult player, but I am a huge nature loving, farm loving, off the grid, simple living, cottage living, eco lifestyle kind of player. I love all of that stuff. And so I really feel like this one's gonna be up my alley for sure. And so I'm very, very excited for this one. But then another free base game update in August. So, first of all, I did not think that the expansion pack was going to be released until August. I don't remember why now, honestly. But I remember something in the franchise roadmap indicating that we might not get a Sims 4 pack of any kind until August potentially, or maybe we get a couple of kits in June or July and then get the expansion pack in August. But that's not how it's working out. We're getting the expansion pack fairly early in July, and we're getting a base game update. Now, these two base game updates, like, this is pretty typical for an expansion pack release. We usually get one free kind of major feature added to the base game in preparation for the expansion pack. And then, things that change the base game and all the other packs, if you have them, to prepare them for the new expansion pack. But this is very unusual. Just a month later, we're getting more free base game stuff. And this isn't just a bug update, because they don't list those, not really, on these roadmap things. Like, they're implied and stuff, and they're usually part of updates like this and stuff, but not like this. Not listed like this as a free base game update. That would indicate that we're getting more free base game stuff, like create a sim stuff, clothing, jewelry, makeup, or like new build mode, buy mode stuff, new furniture, something along those lines. So I'm very excited to see what that will also be, because I don't think we've ever had that happen before, have we? Also, notably missing from this roadmap are any other packs of any kind. Maybe the extra free base game update is in lieu of any kits or stuff packs or game packs. We're gonna get some free stuff for the base game instead. That's nice and exciting. And also, I think we could use a break from the kits. We've gotten so many so quickly. It's a little bit much, and while they are only $5 each, that $5 adds up after a while if you're trying to collect them all. So having a little bit of a free base game update after all of those kit releases and everything is kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie. But it is, it's different. It's unusual. It's new and it's exciting, and I'm happy for it. Let's talk about the picture. So, this is obviously miniaturized stuff, right? Because we have a giant set of books here, and then we have a little gnome and a little bunny with a wand over here. And we've got, like, some of the stuff looks on size for the gnome, the little house, whatever this is back here, maybe another little house of some kind, the outhouse. I think probably from the Nature's Calling event, we'll get a regular sized, sim sized outhouse, but maybe if I'm right, and the stuff from the expansion pack, like the fairies and whatnot, are miniaturized, maybe perhaps you'll get a miniaturized outhouse as well. Or maybe they just miniaturized it to make it fit in with all this other stuff. You know what I mean? It's hard to really tell for sure. They do have full-size books and a full-size potion bottle here and a full-size plant pot here, but then they have a garden gate that's miniaturized back here. So, it's hard to tell for sure from this image. We do see some kind of sparks or lightning or something coming from this tree here. Definitely some new flowers, mushrooms, toadstools more likely, and then this funny little tree back here with a face of leaves in it. There are these funny shaped platforms. They're very obviously flat platforms, and then this smaller rounded platform, and then this thing that looks like you can maybe jump on it or use it to get up. Perhaps the fairy house building will be modular, and we can use different platforms combined with different houses. or maybe the platforms we can build on. I don't know. But these are very obviously out of place. And they look very platformy, but obviously raised up off the ground. So, I don't know. I don't know what those are or what they mean, but it's definitely interesting. And this indicates we're going to be getting some new build a buy stuff, sort of in the vein, it looks like, of cottage living stuff, but maybe with more fun colors rather than country neutrals. This might come in more fun and magical colors like pinks and purples together, or sparkly stuff of some kind in some way. I mean, there are sparkles and little lights everywhere, so I'm thinking it's gonna be similar to cottage living, or even similar to the Spellcasters pack, because it has that similar sort of style, but it's gonna be even more cutesy and funner and just more colorful. That stuff was all very neutral and wood tone heavy, and I see this as being more colorful and less wood tone heavy potentially. That bunny, though. I mean, I hope that bunny is just there so that they don't fully give away fairies and what they look like and stuff. I hope it's just a replacement image, like a teaser of some kind, but I don't know, guys. That bunny is throwing me off a little bit. He obviously has a fairy wand, but I don't know. And then him and the gnome being about the same size, they're definitely miniaturized, but I think this one's gonna be a fun one. And I think it's definitely gonna be a fun one for sure for occult lovers. But I'm just very confused by this bunny rabbit. To be honest. But I'm loving everything. I'm loving the purple and green and the flowers and the toadstools and the flowery tree up here and the flowery garden gate thing back there. I am loving all of this and I cannot wait. This is so exciting. And there you have it, a little roadmap specifically for The Sims 4 for the next 3 months, for June, July, and August. It is a slightly smaller roadmap for The Sims 4 than we've been used to, but like I said, there's no kits on this one of any kind, and so that would make the roadmap a little bit smaller. And honestly, I'm totally fine with that. I again think we need a break from the kits for a little bit, so I am happy for that, and I'm glad to take a more pared down Sims 4 roadmap for that reason, and also because we get 2 free base game updates during this roadmap. Who can complain about that, right? Let me know down in the comments what you think of this roadmap, what you're getting from it, what your speculations are. And if you enjoyed this video, if you're enjoying my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!